This is a test. This is only a test. Oh, are we live? Hello. Welcome to the SplinterCraig's show, where we talk about anything and everything that I want to talk about. That's right, it's just me. You heard what I've said, man. I'm hard in these streets. No rap today, though. Serious issue going on in the world today. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Wait till I tell you about it. Alright. So Esquire announces the new most beautiful woman in the world. Who is the old one? Rihanna. Now you ask yourself, who is more beautiful than Rihanna? Who can possibly, they can even pick to even try to even be possibly more beautiful than Rihanna? Mila Kunis. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. Not more beautiful, but wow, is she's beautiful. So I'm not upset with the choice that they made there. And that actually is a good second choice. Good job, Esquire. Good job, Yahoo. Let me take y'all back a little bit. Do. You know who my favorite company to hear a new game announcement from? Konami. Castlevania Lords of Shadows was one of the best titles that I ever played on the PlayStation 3. And at this year's E3 2012, they announced Castlevania's Lord of Shadows 2. You know how excited I was when I heard that? But they also announced, they elaborated more on Metal Gear Solid Rising, which is Raiden's standalone title, starring him. And a couple months later, they announced a new standalone Metal Gear Solid game. How much more excited could I get? Boom, head explodes. That's how much. Konami, you're the best. Xbox versus PlayStation. Well, 2007, when the next generation consoles dropped, I went to the Xbox 360. Let's rewind before that, though. 2001, the Xbox and PlayStation 2 drops. And I went for the Xbox because it reminded me of a Dreamcast and the way the controller was set up and the graphics was like an updated Dreamcast. And I fell in love with the system, absolutely. I also purchased the PlayStation 2 a little later. I didn't fall in love with it. I didn't like it as much as I liked the Xbox. So here we are in 2007. The Xbox 360 drops. Well, actually, it drops in 2006, but I didn't get mine until 2007, the Xbox 360. And, you know, I had it for a year, and it broke. Luckily, I had a warranty. So here's 2008. I get a new system. A year later, it breaks. Still got a warranty. 2009, new system. It breaks. And I believe one of them systems were refurbished. And the last system was new. Definitely, I know the last system was new. I don't know if the first system was refurbished or new. It's probably new. I can't remember. But 2009, the end of 2009, beginning of 2000 year, I purchased a PlayStation 3. Now, I still have that system to this day, and it is muy divino, perfect. No flaws. The only flaw I will say with the PlayStation 3 is the controller. You're using the controller that was made for the PlayStation 1 when it released in 95, 96? Not good. They need a serious revision. And it doesn't help to go out and purchase one of these third-party controllers. You know, this one is a Geotech HF2 Bluetooth PlayStation 3 controller. Now, it comes with drivers that you can update the controller. There's one update for the controller. It makes the sensitivity for the first-person shooters more accurate and sensitive, or you can set it also. If you play in a first-person shooter, you set it. And also, if you want to play a driving game, you set it back. There's like 2 settings you can set. And the drivers, there's one update released. But the controller overall is just very ass. Like, if you try to play a different game, like, say, what game was I playing? A fighting game, Street Fighter. Man, I couldn't pull out a move to save my life. You gotta have a second controller for that. This one's perfect for first-person shooters, though. It gives you an advantage. It actually does. The way that the knobs have these notches on them to give your finger better grip. Um, the knobs, that's it. Because the buttons, the X, circle, square, triangle buttons are actually fine. It's the bumper buttons. The bumpers, like, they don't really respond to the. If you click it in the wrong place, the buttons are huge. But if you click it in the wrong place, it won't activate. You have to click it in the right spot. Triggers work perfectly though. They actually have triggers on this versus the PlayStation with its triggers. Like, you can call them triggers, but they're not really triggers. These have like firing triggers on them, like the Xbox 360 controller. And that's what I was going for. And that's what it looks like. The analogs are positioned like the Xbox controller, and it actually has actual triggers like the Xbox controller. But my system is to you know what I'm saying, overall, and I haven't tried. I can't give my thing on this because I want to try the new Xbox. Now, if that's got a failure rate of 80%, then that's actually acceptable. I've actually asked somebody online, and it's like, yeah, well, I use my system for a whole year now, and it's still going good. I'm like, yo, at the time, that was the same amount of time that I had my PlayStation. So I'm actually going to jump back into Xbox. But Xbox wins, though. I love the Xbox. I just wish it didn't break so much back then. I would have still had this system today. All right, I'm going to address something a little somber today, and that's the Amanda Todd situation. You don't know who she is. She is a young girl who was in high school. One day she was on a video chat server, chatting with a couple of friends or guys, and they was telling her that she was pretty and she was perfect, and that she needs to show some breasts, show her boobs, and so she did. So what one of these guys ended up doing was like doing a screen caps of that, and like capturing a picture of it. So one year she's in high school, and the guy asked her to perform something over the video channel, or he's going to release her pictures of her topless. And so she refused to do it, so he posts the picture, and everybody in her school sees it, and like just makes fun of her. She lost all her friends and everything. So she ended up moving to get away from that situation, and the guy somehow got in contact with her again at her new school, and he posted the picture of her topless onto his Facebook. It had it as his profile picture. And so in her new school, she's suffering the same things. Lost respect from friends, and she didn't talk to friends no more. She started to develop depression and anxiety until eventually she committed suicide. Now, the guy who did this, however many friends, how many hits he got off that picture, that's how many years he should serve in jail. That should be his punishment. And this is a very sad situation. Bullying, I can relate to bullying because when I was younger, I was on both sides of the bullying field. I was bullied one year from this, all year from this one guy. I went, at the end of the year, I went home mad, spent the summer mad, came back a little bit more popular in school. So I bullied another kid, different kid, some new kid. I bullied him the whole year. And at the end of the school year, on the last day of school, he caught me outside and gave me a nice shiner to the eye. Now, I just stood there and cried, and I went home. But I wasn't really mad, though, because I know what I did to this kid all school year, and I knew that I deserved it. And I seen this kid in middle school, like the next year after that. I seen him in middle school, and he was one of my classes, and we were actually friends after that. This guy who done this to this young girl, death penalty, and that is the bottom line. All right, that's it for the SplinterCraig show. And if you have an idea of anything and everything that I want to talk about, leave it in the comments below, and I'll do the best to give my opinion. This is Walter Cronkite.